It's Friday, which means it's time for the weekly podcast. It is now available on ScottTheTruckDriver.com for just $5 a download, and also available to my patrons on Patreon that are above the $15 a month tier for free. So if you want to listen to the whole thing and you want to contribute to the channel and support what I'm doing here, go ahead and go get that podcast. In the meantime, here's a small sample of the podcast for your enjoyment, for those of you who are coming to the video looking for a little bit that maybe wouldn't give 2 hours of your time anyway. So here's a sample.
Are you fucked up? Well, take a look down. If your belly is sticking out, whether you're obese, whether you're skinny, chances are you're fucked up and going to experience health problems. You might have a fatty fucking liver and shit. Today I want to talk about fatty liver disease and also weight loss surgery. These are two things that I believe, well, first of all, they're related. And so many people, even if you're not obese and overweight, have fatty liver. I mean, it's plain as day. You can see it, for fuck's sakes. Even if you're not obese. If you're obese, it's harder to see, you know, if you have fatty liver disease. But 9 times out of 10, if you're suffering from obesity or if you're suffering from being overweight, and if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, you know, any metabolic syndrome related diseases, 9 times out of 10, if you have those issues, you have a fatty liver. It is very, very fucking common, especially in the Western world, you know, with our shitty standard American diet and our excessive hedonic behaviors, which are just constantly bombarding our liver, and not to mention vegetable oil and all of these other things that will fuck up your liver. And let's face it, when your liver's done, you're fucking done, you know. And there's a reason there's a waiting list for liver transplant. It's because there's too many motherfuckers that don't have healthy livers, and there's more motherfuckers that need healthy livers because they've done that than there are people to provide those healthy, you know, livers that pass away, that donate their livers. You know, most of the people passing away have fatty liver too, so they can't exactly be a donor. And that's if they were nice enough to fill out the donor card before they died. You know, so it is a huge fucking problem, having fatty liver disease. And so I want to talk about that, and I also want to talk about, you know, weight loss surgery and my thoughts and opinions on it, because I do feel very strongly, and I know this may be a little controversial, especially if you're one of the people that have had this surgery, you know, but I'm hoping to reach people that are thinking about the surgery. So that's the topic for today's podcasts. And of course, I'm going to get to some comments and some emails towards the end to, you know, address some things that people say or that I might not have already addressed on the channel. So, who am I doing this for? Well, it turns out, at least in the United States, we have a 40%. That's almost half of the people listening to this podcast have some form of fatty liver disease in either early stages, late stages, or in the middle. And the problem with fatty liver disease is you don't know your liver's completely fucked until it's too late. You can feel perfectly fine and functional and have fatty liver disease. But as you age, that will, you know, it'll accumulate, the damage will grow, and you'll be fucked if you don't right the ship. Now, the good news about fatty liver disease is your liver is capable of regenerating. It will repair itself if you let it. The hard part is it takes a long time. You know, you have to give it fucking time to heal and shit. That means no cheat days. That means no binge drinking. That means really taking the time to allow your liver to regenerate. So if you fuck your liver up, you need to give it time to recover. If you're pursuing optimal health, this is very important. If you want, or you're having trouble getting all the way there, this is a highly suspect problem. Even if you might not be diagnosable with fatty liver disease, there's other things that happen with the liver that can cause you to not make progress on your health journey, to not lose the weight, to not improve your health. So you really need to pay attention to the things that you do, and we're going to go over what fatty liver is, the various variations in fatty liver disease, the things it causes, and we're also going to talk about what do you do about it. And I've addressed my fatty liver. My liver isn't perfect, obviously, because I still do some things that fuck up my liver. And we're going to go over that a little bit too, and finding that balance in life, you know. There's some people who think that, you know, you have to be optimal health, you have to eat certain things to fix your fatty liver, and I don't think it's about what you have to do to heal or buy to heal. It's about what you don't do. It's about the things you stop doing. That's where fasting comes into play. That's also where a ketogenic diet or even a carnivore diet can come into play. Because one of the problems that, you know, the root cause of metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance is fatty liver, you know, to another degree fatty pancreas, which is related. And these are important organs for long-term health. Your liver is designed to take that beating. That is why it regenerates. When you take in a toxin or a drug or an alcohol or a poison into your body, your liver is the front line in battling or getting rid of that toxin or poison. And it has a number of ways to doing it. And a couple of those more potent poisons, and the reason why almost half of us have a fatty fucking liver, is sugar, fructose mainly, and alcohol. Fructose and alcohol have the same effect on your liver. If you quit sugar and you're still drinking your face off, guess what? Your liver's still fucked. You're not going to get all the way there. If you quit alcohol and you're still eating sugar, and you're still getting fructose and you're still consuming vegetable oils also cause a different kind of fatty liver, but we'll get to that, then you're not going to get all the way there health-wise.
So that's it for the free sample of the podcast. If you'd like to continue to listen, head over to ScottTheTruckDriver.com and you can get the rest of that podcast. Otherwise, just wait till my next video. I just did a live stream yesterday. It was 2 hours long, so there's plenty of content if you don't want to buy the podcast. This podcast is for people who want to help support the channel and fill in the gaps left by shitty ad revenue from YouTube. So thank you guys who are going and listening to this podcast. And I get the feedback from ScottTheTruckDriver.com through the comment or through the contact me section and through the form submission section. I will continue to throw some of those in with the podcast as well. I always go there first for the podcast, and then if there's nothing there, I'll do YouTube comments. But YouTube comments I try to address in YouTube videos. So if you want to target the podcast as a place to get your questions, that's a place to go as well. So have a great fucking weekend. I'm enjoying, you know, producing this content for you guys. You know, it's been hectic and crazy. I am looking forward to a little bit of the break over the weekend. I'm taking Sunday off. I'm not doing shit on Sunday because I'm working tonight and tomorrow for my other job. And I just can't express my gratitude enough for how supportive y'all have been to keeping me going on this channel. And there was times when I questioned it, and you guys really stepped up and let me know, hey, we want you to keep doing this. So I'm going to keep fucking doing it. If you know, You know, if you're not into the whole podcast thing, you don't even have to click these videos. You don't have to do any of that. You know, just stick with the normal content. You know, it's not a requirement. It helps. You know, if I could get 100 motherfuckers a week to download that podcast, that would greatly reduce the need for ads in my videos. You know, I would be able to focus heavily on this channel if I could consistently pull 100 downloads a week on that podcast. So that's the goal. But for right now, you guys are definitely compensating me for the time, research, and energy I put into the podcast materials, and I've gotten nothing but compliments so far. I haven't got anybody send me a message said, "Hey, I listened to the podcast and it sucked." You know, I haven't got anything like that. It's all been, keep doing them, I'll keep buying them. That's the feedback I've been getting. So thank you to those of you who do. See y'all next week. The next video coming up, you know, next week will be the camping trip that we did that I ended up losing my rain gear on, which was interesting. So that's a nice little adventure. Also, we went to Happy Valley again to see if I can get haunted again. Christy was sober for that one, and I'll share that with you as well, along with another talk video. Next week, I'm probably going to be focusing on lifestyle and minimalism. So we were pretty, you know, nutrition heavy and addiction heavy this week. I want to get back to lifestyle things that you can do to help improve next week, in next week's talk. And I'm going to try and go live for that next week, probably, for that talk. You guys seem to want me to do that, so I'm going to keep doing that too, and shit. But there'll be weeks where I don't go live and I just film, so for the talking head shit. Have a nice motherfucking weekend, and shit.